For the April edition of PSI Magazine and the latest podcast, I spoke to David Scott of Skills for Security about training apprentices, the World Skills event, and attracting new talent into the industry. Here's a snippet of what we spoke about, beginning with his answer to how do you do hands-on training during a lockdown?
So it's been extremely challenging for us, Andy, but we have also been extremely fortunate. We made the decision to go online at least a week or two before the national lockdown. And so we were well prepared to adapt to the changes that the government were going to announce. And it really did help us put our staff, our students and our employers at ease by making an early announcement that that was going to be our decision. And we had all the staff coming into the office a week or two before and actually practicing how we were going to deliver online material. And it worked really well for us. But over the piece, we started initially with normal online face-to-face training, very much like we've all came to do on a daily basis with webinars and stuff like that. But soon after, the team made a decision to really try and drive innovation within their lessons so that the students were getting the sort of highest quality of training that they possibly could. And in the end, what happened was our students from across the whole country were logging in from their houses or their employers' premises, but they were actually logging directly into our workshop in Warrington, and they were able to access Texicom panels via the cloud. They were able to access Hikvision remotely using mobile phones and computers, and also sort of CSL routers and carry out signaling. So in the end, our students were programming, commissioning, and carrying out full maintenances and services while sitting in their house. And we really did believe that at the time we're really pushing boundaries and giving people the best education. And we live and we live and breathe that sort of attitude within Skills for Security. And we've already started scheduling our training for April, and we're planning to start to return to some normality with face-to-face delivery. And we are focusing purely on the apprentices that are due to complete their apprenticeship this year. So we've got a number of students, 50 to be exact, that are due to complete their apprenticeship within this year. So we're bringing them back in as soon as possible to make sure that they're going to get all the practical experiences that they've missed out on over the last 10 months to 11 months. But for me, one of the biggest challenges is that practical exam that they need to do. It's assessed by an external body, and the students need to do a 2-day practical assessment to pass their apprenticeship. And some of our students have been on furlough for 10 months that haven't touched a screwdriver. They haven't been out on site. And these guys are lacking confidence and they're worried and they're scared. So yeah, our focus is to make sure they feel confident in the learning that they've got, and to make sure they're fully competent to go ahead and do that test when the time comes.
Right. So what do you think the national picture is regarding training and apprentices in the fire and security industry? Do you think figures are looking positive?
They are extremely positive, definitely. When I started in August 2019, we were told that there was approximately 300 to 400 apprentices in England, which shocked me. But really, really quickly, we have seen the numbers dramatically rise. And the last figures I was told was it was between 900 and 1,000. So, and that's in a short period of time. So that number is phenomenal. I know in Scotland, they've had a massive decline in the recruitment over the COVID period. And we don't know what's causing that. It might just be that people are nervous to take on apprentices. And I do know that the government's support in Scotland was announced later than it was in England. So England were doing a lot of initiatives and exciting incentives for employers in England to get access to additional monies to take on an apprentice, whereas Scotland have now done that, but it was much further down the line. So we might see the Scottish numbers rise, but more focus on Skills for Security. In August 2019, we had 119 apprentices on our programme. So when we first spoke, So we now have over 251 live on our programme right now, which is like 110% increase, which is just unbelievable. I would never have expected to have those kind of numbers. But more importantly, we've had 30 apprentices pass the endpoint assessment, and they're now fully qualified fire and security engineers. So that's us starting to see our apprentices enter the market as engineers. And as we hopefully continue to grow those numbers, we'll be obviously putting out more competent engineers. And as time goes on, we're going to really start to make a positive effect on that skill shortage. And one of the reasons I think we've achieved that growth is obviously to do with the quality of the training and the teaching team that we're bringing in. All of our team are fully qualified fire and security engineers that we've brought in and trained up as tutors. Whereas I know a lot of training providers out there, not just in the fire and security, all sort of training providers use contractors. And I think you do get a more personal approach if they're employed by the business. But one of the other reasons for the growth is we've moved to Warrington, right next to the Banquee train station. So accessing our facilities is extremely easy. You can get to London in 2 hours and you can get to Scotland in 2 hours and 40 minutes. And that has proven really, really good for us. But we've also opened satellite centres in Oxford with our partners Phoenix Monitoring, Birmingham with Birmingham Met College, and we've obviously opened one in Southport as well with our partners EFT Group. And I think that accessible model has allowed people to find it easy and flexible to get training through Skills for Security. And on another positive note, we've got 20 apprentices starting with us next week, which is really, really exciting.